Hello, welcome to a presentation on the Farm Improvement Initiative that was written by the Microfarmers Association of Kitson Town. Sometime in 2021, JSIF came to the Kitson Town community and made a presentation. They asked members of the community to come up with projects that they could support. The projects needed to be from three areas. It should be either agricultural or some form of entrepreneurship, or it should also deal with youth employment. The Kitson Town Microfarmers Association went away and came up with a number of ideas that we could use in agriculture to improve microfarming in the environment of Kitson Town. But before we begin to make the presentation itself of the proposal, we want to look at the Microfarmers Association of Kitson Town. What we should know about the association is that it does not consist of just people from the immediate area of Kitson Town, but also from Spanish Town, as far as near Portmore, and up to Point Hill. These are micro farmers and small farmers who have come together to support each other and to encourage each other in farming. Here is an example of a meeting of the Micro Farmers Association. Now, meeting is very rare. The association meets mainly as a WhatsApp group where members can communicate with each other. The Microfarmers Association is a member of the Jamaica Agricultural Society. And also, we are recognized and supported by the RADA officers in the community. In the pictures you see, we are collecting seedlings of trees and fruit trees and vegetables that will be distributed to our members in the Kitson Town area. Other activities of the association is that we begin to train each other on how to do various things around the farm. And this is the RADA officer training us on how to set up our seedling bed so we can grow the vegetables that you see on the right. Now, here are actual farms that that members have, and as you can see, they're growing vegetables, and you can see there is some amount of irrigation taking place. Members also do chicken farming. That is probably the main economic activity among members. Okay, also notice the exotic fruit that one of our members has in her hand. Right. So that's about the Farmers Association. Now let's get to the core of the matter, which is the farm improvement initiative then that we have developed for the farmers. Like all proposals, it has the main topics: the executive summary about our organization, the steps that we expect to take within this project, and the list of improvement projects or items that we propose. And of course, there's a budget and a final appeal. These are detailed in the proposal itself, but in this presentation, we're simply just going to highlight some aspects of the project. Now, what happened is that there are 21 items that we suggested to the farmers that they could install for improving their farming. But these ideas did not just come out of the air. They came from the farmers themselves, from RADA, and from our experience in the community. So these are not things that are nebulous. So we have things like the greenhouse, we have compost boxes, we have rabbit hutches, we have stainless steel tables, we have farm clothing, and even fodder banks as part of the menu of possibilities that we ask farmers to consider. And then we sent out within the community, between the organization and RADA and the CDC, sent out into the community to ask farmers what would they support, what would they be willing to establish on their farms. And this is a little more detail about what we sent out. We had greenhouses, barbecues, cement mixer, water tank, drip irrigation. All of those items were detailed for farmers to select from that they'd want to see established farms. And this now is the result. As you can see, we heard back from 18 farmers, and we even have their numbers and names here. And they selected the items that they would like to finance or have established on their farm. And as you can see, the major item is greenhouse. People really went for that. 16 persons would like that. 11 persons are interested in water harvesting, because as you know, we've had drought in the Kitson Town area from time to time. Currently there's rain, but we know there's going to be drought at some point. So when we can harvest the rain and then have drip irrigation to the various parts of the farms, then we know we would have conquered that item. Take a look at it more closely. You can see the items that are popular.
And these are my hot peppers.
The most popular item is the
growing in pots. You have to may restrain them from the breeze. You take a closer look. That's peppers bearing there. Lots of peppers.
And then another popular item is rain harvesting and drip irrigation. The both, of course, can be combined so that you harvest the water and then you send it to the fruit trees and vegetables, etc. A lot of our farmers, even those who did not respond, do chicken farming in the backyard. And this again would be a good idea for us to do. Key and most important area of the proposal is the budget. What would it cost to provide everything to all the farmers? And the cost we came up with was $28.8 million. Now, remember now that it's stretched between a number of farmers and right through the area. But also the fact that it's the project is like a menu. It means that we don't have to go so high. In fact, we could have a project as small as $1 million or less, providing maybe one or two of the items that were listed. The major part of the cost, of course, is establishing the equipment or whatever it is that we are going to establish. That's the major cost. But we also thought of having a project manager who would manage it for about a year and see that everything is executed. We also put in some legal costs because, of course, we want to ensure that farmers own their land, the documents are in place, that we have agreements so that people don't take items and then go and sell it. Right? We'd want to have agreements in place. We'd want to have also meetings and training, because we don't want to establish a project and people are not trained as to how to use the new equipment and the new processes that they will have to do. We also have budget for auditor and, of course, the usual 10 to 13% in case of any unforeseen cost. Now, this sheet shows you in more detail what it would cost to provide each of the items within the project. As you can see, the major one would be to provide small mechanical equipment for members, because that's the one that most people want, and it costs over $300,000 per person. Right? Small electronic devices on the farms. You will also see that the chicken coop, providing improved chicken coop for people, would also be a major cost, like $5 million, as you can see on this sheet. We don't want to just be taking from donors. Farmers must contribute to the project that is going to be done on their farm. And how are we going to contribute? Well, in terms of funds, we're thinking that farmers should contribute about 10% at minimum of the cost for any project. So if they're going to do drip irrigation, they produce 10% of that cost. Other things that farmers would contribute is labor, land, management and oversight. They offer apprenticeship to young people. And of course, local contractors and workers would be contracted to do the basic work of establishing each project item. This is the end of the presentation. Now, what we need to know is that Kitson Town is no longer a place where you have full-time farmers as being the majority of the residents. People still live on farms, but farms are subsidize the family income, and farms also improve the family plate. And that's what the Microfarming and Small Farming Association is about. Not about commercial farming as such, but improving the family plate. But as we improve the local production, it also improves Jamaica's situation in terms of food security, in terms of biodiversity, and also using the environment in improving the environment. So by improving the lives of each farmer, we're improving the life of the country itself. And if this project works, then it is a pilot for other projects all over the island. Thank you for watching this video and for listening. If you would like to read the project itself, then please copy the URL that you see on the screen and you will see the project itself. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My name is Kennedy Reid and my number is seen on the screen, 4626-888. And my email is kennedyreid@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching and God bless you. And I pray that we will be able to work together to improve the lives of Jamaicans and our farmers in general.